You idiot.
I forgot, okay?
You idiot.
Hey, I don't use your high-end, expensive ball camera.
I didn't ask you to give me this camera.
I said I don't use your high-end, expensive balls camera.
I never asked you to...
I don't use
Young
your high-end,
marriage. This is
expensive
exactly
balls
what it is.
camera. Just so you know, I just offered to wipe my wife's tears with my man boobies. What do you think of that now, lady?
You and your ridiculous ginger beard.
Still cuts like glass.
Well, if you guys haven't known this is what a gingerbread looks like.
There, see? Yeah. There's a little bit of red in there, so she insists on calling it that.
There ain't a little bit of red. There's a lot of red.
A lot of red when it gets long. That sounded wrong.
Anyway, guys, I'm Allie B, and I'm back with another video because I suck at life.
And I'm her stupid husband.
You're not stupid.
I'm a man, I am stupid.
No, you're not. Well, I mean,
according to womanhood.
Well, thanks for admitting that, babe. I really do appreciate it.
What?
Anyway. Anyway, so I looked on Facebook about a week ago.
La 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 la.
Anyway,
la la la.
I was on Facebook about a week ago, and I saw this article posted by one of my friends, and it was talking about getting married at a young age. Now, for those of you who know, we're not old. Duh. We're young. We got married very, very young. I'm not looking at this. You idiot.
I forgot, okay?
You idiot. For those of you know, I got married at 20. He was 21.
Yes, you're right. You guessed right, lady.
But what people don't realize, and some people don't realize, that we married each other because we love each other.
Ow!
Anyway, I married him because I loved him.
She said that right before she smacked me. I married him because I loved him.
I married him because I loved him, not because of any other reasons why. People sat there, I mean, for our situation, thought it was something horrible. And of course, everybody thought that I was pregnant, which is like 90% of the problem in this country.
You pregnant, ain't you, girl? Mm-hmm. Well, that was your family. That was my horrible version of your family, except it sounded kind of black and like a stereotype, and kind of sounded like a lot of things that wasn't really your family.
It wasn't just my family that thought I was pregnant. A lot of my friends thought I was pregnant as well, and they thought because of me and him jumping the gun so quick through our relationship. Like, if you've seen our anniversary videos, we've explained, you know, certain things that happened, which led to this, which led to that, which led to us getting married pretty quickly into our relationship. And for those of you who know, we've been married for about 3 years now. It feels like 25 years, but it's really 3. But there are a lot of benefits to being married at this age, because I don't have to break him. No, I do have to break him. No. He isn't like set in his ways. That's one of the ones I saw that I don't have to. I'm not explaining it right.
I'm kidding.
I wasn't reading a list.
I know. I'm kidding.
God, you always have to put me down.
That wasn't.
And I know for a fact, because we don't believe in divorce. I mean, I know there's divorce, but I don't believe in divorce.
Right.
Of course, our vows are very sacred to us. You know, and I used to go out with my friends all the time, and they would talk about, oh, you know, just bring Jake with you. And if we're going out to a bar or anything like that. Yeah, no. It doesn't feel right for me to go to a bar anymore. Besides the fact I don't have the money to go to a bar. I don't feel comfortable going to a bar without my husband. Does that make sense? Another benefit was, yes, it's not a benefit, but it's also a good thing that we can go through it together, is the troubles of the issues of stuff, like bills and stuff, and not being able to eat for a week. Or bathing. I'm just kidding, can we bathe? It's normal. Couples bathe together.
I'm kidding.
Saving water and the environment.
Sure, because water doesn't, you know, fall down, get into the ground, evaporate, go back up, come right back down.
Oh, we're not going to go through this again, are we?
Well, some of the benefits are that a lot of married people and a lot of their issues are that they get married and then when they're older, say in their 30s, if they get married, and they immediately jump into a lot of other things, like because they're already getting older, they want a house, they want a kid, they want cars, they want this, they want that, and if they don't already have that stuff, there's a lot more stress on them, especially if they're trying to find their significant other while they're doing all that stuff. And then a fresh, brand new marriage thrown on top of all that can make things better for a little while, but they can also tear things apart because then there's too much stress, and then there's that high you get when you get married that you stay on for a year, maybe 2 years, and then it'll just plummet to just garbage if you have that much crap in your life already that you're trying to find all these things to make you happy that you think you need and you don't. Another thing is the fact that we don't get a whole lot of chance to do a lot of stuff right now because we don't have any.
We's broke.
We don't really have money.
This is the definition of it.
We don't really have many friends. We don't really have much money. But most younger people, they have enough money to get by.
But here's the other thing.
If you're married together, and two people in a married relationship when they're younger, they usually they'll have more friends than we do. We don't really have a whole lot of people to hang out with and stuff.
I have
like
make-believe friends.
I have internet friends.
Yeah, he's the weird one.
That might see some of this.
No, they will. I'll tweet them.
Dang it. I will promo the shit. I almost said bad boy.
Homo. Wow. Another thing is that you wouldn't be alone, which is the truth. I'm not alone. There's sometimes where I would like to strangle the hell out of him because he annoys the hell out of me, but that's because he's with me every day, and he's supposed to be with me every day, just about. But, there's days where I could strangle him to death, and there's days that I love him, and I know he's the reason. I know he's the one that I wanted to spend my life with. But we'll be honest, we got married way too young, and we wish we waited a little while longer, right?
Yeah.
But we knew ultimately that we were going to get married.
I honestly think that the only reason people don't get married young is really because most of the time it's a guy, but not always, but most of the time it's because they want, it's not even necessarily commitment itself. It's more that, it's not really that they don't want to commit. Because they're fine with committing to somebody, because they'll stay with somebody for years and years and years. It's more the fact that they want to have the option, if something seems more appealing in life, to just run away from it. Because if you're married, you have all this paperwork and all these other things you have to deal with. If you're not married, you can pretty much just take off whenever you want, and there's nothing legally that they can do to you. But if you're married, there is a lot of other stuff that comes along with it, government-wise. So, like right now, if we were to split, we'd have to go through all this paperwork to get the whole thing taken apart.
We have to pay somebody for us to be apart from each other.
Not necessarily. We'd have to pay for paperwork to be filed and all that, but I don't think we'd have to pay lawyers and stuff if we didn't want to. As long as we were able to come to an agreement about how we wanted to handle our separation and all that stuff, I don't think we need to. But that's the wrong topic here.
Not unless I kill you. Anyway.
There's a lot of benefits, though, because, being younger, you can physically do more stuff, too.
Exactly.
That's where I was going with the whole friends thing. It's like, being younger, we can go to the beach and we can do whatever we want there. We can go over here, we can go over here, just dropping and going somewhere.
When we finally decide to have kids, which I hope would be soon, when we're able to have the money to have a child.
We don't have the space and the money right now. We're hoping, obviously we're never going to be completely ready. No. People always misunderstand when I say we're not ready. When I say we're not ready, I mean that I know that we cannot handle the stress financially, physically, spatially, and in other situations having a child. I know for a fact that we could not handle it. Almost every time I say, hey, we can't handle having a kid right now, we're not prepared for it. Everyone's like, you're never prepared for a kid. Shut the frick up, I know what I'm talking about.
And I completely understand. We're not ready.
She's 23, I'm 25. It's not necessary at this age, first of all. Although it would be nice to have a kid. I would honestly love to have a kid. But we cannot, we have one car, and we both work a half an hour away from the house. our shifts are alternating, but they lay over each other. So I'm constantly having to wait for a ride, or she's constantly having to wait for a ride. So there's a lot of issues with just that thing alone, of us both working and both trying to pay our bills and still struggling most of the time to pay all our bills. Then if you throw having a kid on top of that, it'd be nice to be a little bit further in our lives, hopefully have a little bit more stability in our income to where we can know that we can support a kid. Yep. And the thing is neither one of us was raised in a great situation. We weren't broke, we weren't living in a shack or on the street, but we weren't...
Did I bring my trying to get my hair done?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, ADD kicking in, I'm sorry. And the thing I do know is that I have a best friend for life. No matter what.
Sarah?
Besides Sarah.
Alexis?
Besides Alexis.
Ashley?
Besides Ashley.
Jessica?
Besides Sarah.
Tina?
That's my mom. Like I said earlier, yes, I would like to strangle him. Then there's those days where I need him there. And that is one of the benefits. You know, instead of, being already set in our ways and how we do things, and he knows when I'm upset, he knows when I need that time to cry, he knows when I need him. Then there's days where I don't need him. And I've never had a connection with somebody else to know where I need them. Does that make sense?
Although I think you're gonna get a whole bunch of feminists commenting on this. You never need a man!
I don't care what they have to say. I don't care. So
I know.
Okay, yeah, I haven't done the dishes in a couple days, and yeah, I do our laundry. I cook us food. I don't mind doing that. They can sit there and call me what they want. I don't care. I love you. And I told you before, once we get everything settled, I wouldn't mind being a housewife. I wouldn't mind being stay-at-home mom. I wouldn't mind any of that. I don't. I kind of grew up that way. Somewhat. But my mom had to go to work too. Once, me and Andy were back in school. I lied. Once I was in school, she could ship Andy off to daycare. Or my grandparents. But the other thing is, between me and him, on why we got married too young, is that we felt like we were old enough. In our mindset. Because he's been on his own practically since he was 17. And so have I. I've practically been on my own since I was 16, I think, in my mentality, because I fought with my dad. I'm not afraid to admit it, and a lot of my friends know. I fought with my dad, and a lot of the situations left me in a place where I had to make decisions for my own, where I had to make adult-like decisions. At one point, I didn't live with my dad. I left my dad and lived with my stepmom, and then I left my stepmom's and went with my dad, and then I went and moved. I moved back in with my dad, and me and my dad had this huge fight, and bam, I don't have a house anymore. And from then on, from the very first time, I had to make adult-like decisions for myself. So when I finally decided and said that, hey, I'm going to be marrying Jacob, everyone's just like, what? Now I had these people who said, oh, you're too young, you shouldn't be getting married, blah, 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 blah. I had a lot of people going, are you sure this is what you want? They didn't second guess me or nothing. Are you sure this is what you want? And I said yes. I haven't been the one to be in a short relationship. I'm the one for commitment. I'm the one for the long time. The whole enchilada, the whole white picket fence, and the kids in the yard, and yes, you're not Vin Diesel, but I'll deal with it. It's okay. I'm okay with it. I saw that life with Jacob, and we were only together for about a month and a half before I realized that this is what I wanted with him. Now, did I get the gaming part? Did I get the whole being a nerd and a geek and that? I love that part about him. The fact that he loves Marvel like he does, and the fact that he acts like an obese Batman when he feels like it, or Deadpool when he wants to, or the fact that he loves Minecraft, and the fact that I know he won't go out and go cheat on me, or the fact that I know he won't go out and go get drunk, or do anything to disappoint me or make me hate him. Do I wish that he had more of a social life? Of course I do. But the fact is, he's not out getting drunk every weekend. He's not cheating on me. Most marriages end up in divorce. And I know that I picked the right one. Are you gonna cry?
Ditto.
You gonna cry? You gonna cry?
I can try.
You gonna cry?
Ow, my back. Now I might.
Anyway. You're such a freak. Anyway. So if he doesn't have anything else to say, then I'm...
Boobs.
Besides boobs.
Total babe, 10 out of 10.
Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it. I think that's the end of our list.
Nose.
That's my mouth. That's my nose.
Nose.
Oh, the thing's been bleeding. Stop.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway.
Face. Hand.
I'm glad you knew your body parts.
Oops.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I hope that y'all don't get offended or y'all think about this, because this is how we normally act.
I'm gonna hide.
This is how we normally act. And some people don't understand it, but I do.
I'm gonna hide back here.
Can you stop, please?
Stop what? Hiding?
I'm putting my hair up where it's not supposed to be.
On your head?
Shut up. Anyway, if you guys liked it, please like it. If you didn't, I'm still married to him, so that's not gonna change. If you want, hit the subscribe button down there. Down there. Not here, but down there.
Not on my face.
I should put
In the crotch.
I should just put... No, I shouldn't be touching your crotch.
The crotch of the video, not my crotch.
Anyway. Thanks guys, I appreciate it, and I will just see you guys in the next one.
Hasta la vista tomorrow.
Hasta luego. Mañana.
What about
Bye.
Diego?